A very good morning to all of you. Welcome to this session. In today's session, we will discuss about the hydraulic filters. So filters are the very essential component of the hydraulic systems. Which are used to clean the oil. So already we know some idea about the filter. So here we will discuss about the hydraulic filter and its location where we are going to use this filter. Okay, so what the studies has shown that the more than 75% of hydraulic system failures, they are directly related to the uncleaned oil. So if the system is not working off, or if you want to do the troubleshooting of the hydraulic system, so first thing will be that you have to check the filter. So if the filter is clean, then it is working well and good, or else you have to change the filter, or you have to clean the filter. Okay. So what are the damages that occur from the oil, which is contaminated? Okay. So contamination means what? It is like a dirt particles or the debris formed. So we call that as the contamination. That is the obstruction caused. So that can be caused by the component wear, then a blockage between the moving parts and the orifices. Okay, so moving part in the hydraulic system, they are the pumps, then the actuators. So they will be moving. Then formation of the rust or oxidation. So rust formation will be there. So because we are using the metal parts, so rust will be there, and there will be also the oxidation. Then biological growth. So any that is fungus and all oil. So if you are not running that machine for so many days, so then that biological growth, some fungus, and that may also occur in the system. So all these are the due to this that is this we get the that is the contamination. Then the primary way to keep the hydraulic fluid clean is by using the filters, so that removes the contaminations from the oil. So we can use the different sizes of the filters. That is we call it as the mesh size. So it depends on the microns. So that is 5 micron, 10 micron, and up to 150 micron, 200 micron. Okay. So in such way we can clean the filters. So normally the filter consists of the material. Okay, normally the filter consists of the material such as the fiberglass, then cellulose paper, and wire mesh. Okay, and whatever the unwanted particles are there that gets trapped in this mesh. Okay, so that may be cellulose or wire mesh. So normally in the industries, we are using wire mesh type filters. Okay, so whenever the oil passes through this filter, so the contaminants, they get trapped in this that is mesh, in the mesh. Then normally how we can place the filters? So filters, they can be placed inside the housing. So here the high quality filter system, they are of two features. That is the bypass wall. We will be using the filter with the bypass wall, and an element conditioner indicator also we will be using. So first we see how the bypass wall is used. So bypass wall, what it does, it prevents the collapse or the bursting of the filter element when the element becomes highly clogged from the elements. Okay, so here you can see that oil is flowing, and the pressure gauge shows how much 1000 psi. Okay, then when oil passes through this filter, and if the filter is clogged, that time what will happen? The filter may get damaged. Okay, to avoid that thing, what we are using this bypass valve. So bypass valve, it is nothing but the check valve. Okay, so whenever the filter is clogged, that time the oil can pass through this bypass valve. uh, okay, and it can be flow through the direction control valves, then to the actuators. So this is the very good advantage of this bypass valve. So when there is the enough build-up pressure, okay, so the differential pressure will push the ball from its seat. So fluid is then allowed to ground the filter engine. Okay, so whenever there is the filter blockage, so oil will be bypassed through this check valve, and you may see that here the pressure, that is the differential pressure, will change. So here the pressure was 975 psi. Okay, so here the pressure will be passing through this bypass valve. So whatever the pressure is there, that you will be getting fully. That is, if it is 100 bar, so at the outlet also you will be getting the 100 bar if I am using the bypass valve. Okay, so what is the condition indicator? So what the contaminants, they will be trapped by the filter. Okay, then the greater the amount of the fluid that is blocked. So normally what happens that in the filter, contaminants is trapped, in the sense means oil will be also blocked. So what we have to do? So as the blockage will develop, the pressure differential across the filter increases. Okay, the pressure differential across the filter increases and cause the check valve to bypass fluid. When the bypass opens anywhere from 5 to 25%, an indicator, it will activate to show the filter needs to be cleaned or replaced. Okay, then the device may be mechanical or electrical, which will show that the bypass has been activated. Then the device may be, that is, device we can use, either we can clean by mechanically or electrical. So what are the, we can control this indicator, that is condition indicator, mechanical and electrical. So there are three types. Normally we locate this filter in the hydraulic system. Okay, so first one is the pump, that is suction filter. Then second one is the pressure filter, and third one is the return filter. So first we will discuss about the pump filter. So pump filter, it is also called as the, we refer it as the suction filter. So here the pump filter is located between the reservoir. So you can see here the reservoir and the pump. So if the filter is located between pump and reservoir, then we call it as the pump filter or suction filter. So mainly its function is to protect the pump from fluid contamination. Okay, so directly the oil, if it goes to the pump, so some contaminants, okay, so that can be removed by using the that is pump filter. So we know that if I am using this pump filter, then I will be also using the bypass valves for the safety of the pump filter. So here the element, that is the coarse element, it will be, that is the meshing size, it will be of the 150 microns. Okay, 150 microns, and the fluid will be, whatever the fluid is there, it will be used to prevent the cavitation. Okay, so whatever the size of this pump filter is there, it is of 150 microns. Okay, so here what happens, the pump filter, it may be a strainer, that is the submerged in the reservoir or externally mounted just before the pump's inlet. So either what we can do, the filter, we can locate it in the reservoir. Okay, if I locate this filter in the reservoir, then we will call it as the strainer, or else directly I can keep this filter at the inlet of the pump. So then second one comes the that is pressure line filter. Okay, so the pressure line filter, it is located at the outlet of the hydraulic pump. Okay, it is located at the outlet of hydraulic pump. Then it cleans the oil before the oil flows into sensitive components directly downstream. So at the outlet, the oil will be cleaned. Outlet of the pump, the oil will be cleaned, and from there, the cleaned oil, it will be going to the system, that is through the direction control valve, and then it will be going to the actuators. Okay, so here this filter is only 5 microns. Okay, it is the finest filter of the three and cleans the oil the best. Okay, So here the filter, you can see that in the previous, that is suction filter, it was of 150 microns, and here the pressure line filter, it is of 5 microns. So 5 microns means what? Whatever the size which is above the 5 microns, that is the size of the contaminants which is above the 5 microns, that will be trapped in this pressure line filter. So this is the finest filter we are using in the that is the out of 3. Here the filter, it must be designed to handle the system pressure and must also be properly sized for the specific flow rate of the system. Okay, so because the size is very small, so it should be able to handle the system pressure. So whatever the system pressure is there, if the system pressure is, it is 50 bars, 100 bars, so that pressure, this pressure line filter has to be withstand. So then third one comes the return filter. Okay, so the return filter, it is located immediately upstream from the reservoir. Immediately upstream from the reservoir, that is, you can see here that this one is the suction filter. So it is between the pump and the reservoir. Okay, so this is the suction filter. Then at the outlet of the pump is the pressure line filter, that is the finest filter. Okay, so this is the pressure line filter. And the return filter, so name itself says the return means what? What are the oil which is returning back to the tank, oil which is returning back to the tank. So there, if I am using the filter, then that is called the return filter. Okay, so its element are sized at the 40 microns. So its element size is, whatever the mesh size is there, it will be of 40 microns. So which is to remove the debris generated in the hydraulic system before the fluid is returned to the reservoir. So what you can say that since the oil is returning to the tank, so you may see here the actuator is there. So actuator, it will be continuously moving. So that here also, when it will be moving, so there will be some wear and tear. So that also we can call it as the contaminants. Then direction control wall is there. So from there also the that is the material may come. So that will be trapped in this return filter. Okay, so here what happens in this particles are produced by that is this components such as rod seals and various types of walls as they wear. So that is because this, we are using this sealing inside this cylinder, and the direction control walls also, whatever that weird part is there, that can be trapped in this return line filter. Okay, so there are some questions, so you may solve based on the that is hydraulic filter. So here, what is the question? The function of the bypass valve in the filter system, it is to prevent damage when the element becomes clogged. So whether it is true or false, so it is true. Then what a bypass valve, it is actuated that enables that is fill in the blanks, that enables fluid to flow around a clogged filter element. So how we will control, by electronically or differential pressure? So it is differential pressure. Okay, then a dash filter consists of force element that prevents pump cavitation that can occurs because of blockage. So which filter causes the pump cavitation, whether it is suction, pressure, or return? So it is pressure. Okay, then what is that filter which provides the best filtering action? Best filtering action, which is the best filtering action? It is the pressure line filter. Okay, then an element of dash that is microns is the finest hydraulic filter. So you have seen the finest hydraulic filter, it is the pressure line filter, and its mesh size is 5. Okay, in this way this session ends. Thank you very much.